Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for clicking on the video. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it seems that the West African country of Benin, which was one of the great slave trading countries, has asked Spike Lee and his wife to be ambassadors to Black America. So they are ambassadors from Benin to Black Americans. So it seems like now the word has gotten around that Black Americans have money and have money to spend. That Ghana 219 year of return has got those Africans thinking that the key to reviving our country is to get those Black Americans to come over here and spend money. So now we've got these Black Americans going over there getting citizenship, and now they're coming back to tell us how wonderful Africa is, and I guess Black Americans need to run over there and start spending money. Here is my question. Why aren't those African nations trying to attract their own wayward daughters and sons? They are fanned out all over the world, going everywhere but Africa to live and build a better life. Why don't they call their own citizens home? This is just absurd to me. Maybe it makes sense. I'm just going to have to think about it for a while, but I don't see where that makes sense. We're 400 years out of Africa. Our lives are here. Our families, our lifestyle, our culture, everything we know about is here. Why are they trying to drag Black Americans back to Africa? So listen to this. I got this from this woman does Philip Scott's show. She's Ethiopian, but she brings the African news. So let's listen to her.
Filmmaker Spike Lee and his wife have been appointed as ambassadors by Benin's president. This is a big deal actually because it bridges the gap between the diaspora and African countries. This specific move has been seen as a beacon of hope and a light to showcase that we're no longer divided, but we're working towards unity. According to reports, filmmaker Spike Lee has been appointed along with his wife as an ambassador to the Afro-descendant diaspora in the United States. The couple has been tasked with promoting the Beninese government's programs and initiatives focused on reconnecting Afro-descendants with their roots in Benin through culture, history, and heritage. As you know, Spike Lee is known for directing Malcolm X, and Malcolm X is also a key figure in the fight for Black people and the rights of Black people. But he also pushed for unity within the Black community and African community in general all over the world. So it's significant that Spike Lee is being given this opportunity to be an ambassador. It's also beautiful to see how Benin is giving citizenship to African descendants.
I find it interesting that she brought up Malcolm X. Spike Lee did direct the movie Malcolm X, but Malcolm X died in 1965. He was assassinated in 1965. In 1965, Malcolm X, along with many other Black people, believed in Pan Africanism and thought that there needed to be a connection between Africans and Black Americans. Well, from what I understand, the African leaders weren't interested. They basically told them they had their own problems over there. They didn't have time to be dealing with the problems in Black America. Now, I'm paraphrasing it, but that's pretty much what's been told. Now, Black Americans have figured it out. We have had to figure it out on our own without any help from anybody except a few white people. Now, Africans are interested in a relationship with Black Americans. I find this really strange. I really do. Because when we needed them, or when Black people felt like they needed them, they needed a connection, they needed an anchor in Africa, it wasn't available. They weren't interested. And now, when we found our own anchor and we're doing better than they are as a collective, now they're interested. I just think you have to side eye people like that. I'm sorry. I'm just not optimistic, especially West Africans. I just think you have to side eye these people. Not only that, but there is a question as to whether or not the collective of Black Americans and the collective of Africans are even interested in any kind of collaboration or assimilation. Because I came across this video on TikTok and I watch this guy a lot. And he seems measured and intelligent. But he was pissed off today. And listen to what he has to say.
Africans want to label you. They want you to understand that you dusty just like them. They want you to understand that you come from that broke ass, dirty ass motherland that they love so much, but none of them live there. They love that place and they want you to know that you from there just like them. No. All right? No. I'm tired of going on these people. This dude just pissed me off, right? Because I went on there with great intentions, right? To talk, chop it up. Let's learn about each other, right? They don't want to learn about nothing. They want you to understand that you broken, dusty, and desolate just like them. Nigga, no, I'm not like you. My heritage is not like yours. Yes, my ancestors came from Africa. Okay, 420 years ago. What the fuck about that? Don't y'all African brains understand? I'm mad now because y'all getting on my nerves. You cannot tell me who I am. Not only that, we know the difference between, yes, I'm African, bruh, but I'm American. My heritage is different than yours. You're from fucking Nigeria or Cameroon or Ethiopia or wherever you're from. We both black, yeah, but I'm American and you're whatever you are. So you can't tell me about me or my country, you goofy ass African. Y'all got me pissed off. This last live that I tried to join, I tried to be cool. Good intentions, trying to bridge the gap, right? But these goofy ass fools want you to be just like them. You can't tell me the definition of who I am, goofy. You don't understand nothing about America. A nigga from Georgia is not the same as a nigga from California. Just like there are 54 countries on that continent, Africa. I'm not going to sit here and say a nigga from Cameroon is the same from a nigga from Somalia. Goofy, so stop trying to tell me about who I am. I'm tired of you Africans. I'm tired of y'all. Y'all don't know nothing about my fucking country. And when I say that I'm foundational, don't try to use the dictionary. Well, what does foundational mean? Listen, Buster, I'm foundational in the sense of the conception of America. I'm not one of these fools who talking about, oh, we've been here. No. I understand the slave trade, right? We came from West Africa. West Africa is a big place. It's not just one fucking country. Stop trying to tell me about myself. You're not smarter than us. Y'all be trying to act so high and mighty. Oh, well, shut up.
So, what will Spike Lee and his wife tell us about Benin? Because at the end of the day, the country is made up of the people. The people make up the country. And this is what you get when you talk to Africans. They want to tell you who you are and who you are not. You really can't even have a polite conversation with them because they're so obsessed with trying to make you into them. And by the way, you see how quickly they jumped up and started calling themselves African Americans instead of Nigerians, which is what they really are? How is that going to work out with Black Americans when they don't even want to acknowledge that we really are Americans? And you cannot have a conversation with them. They don't listen. And if you try to have a conversation with them, they talk over you. So who's really interested at this point? And some of y'all might be, and I would love to know who you are. Let me know who you are. And let me know what you think Spike Lee is going to be able to do in terms of encouraging Black Americans to go to Africa to reconnect with your roots. I found it interesting that after the year of return in Ghana, and now Black Americans delineating from the African diaspora, that they're interested in Black Americans coming back to Africa to learn about their roots. This would have really worked 50 years ago, even 25 years ago. probably 10 years ago. But I think now there's a shift in the thinking of Black Americans. And I think Black Americans are now focused on reparations and being American. Now, all of a sudden, Africans are talking about, no, you're an African. Well, maybe not, but we'll see. Let me know what y'all think about this. Thanks for listening. Have a good evening.